Welcome to the Garage One podcast with your hosts Ross Smith and Saher Saeed. Your only choice for insightful commentary on cars, real estate, and racing. Buckle up and let's get rolling.
Hey, gearheads and race fans, Ross Smith with the Garage One podcast. Welcome back.
Hey, my name is Saher, and I'm happy to be here.
It's fun.
That rhymed.
Man, we're having some good time. It's hot. It's getting hot, man.
It is
in
hot out there.
Texas, we were in Texas, if you hadn't known that, and oh my God, the picnic is over. It's
You know, weekends consist of car shows and car events and car meets. And the tan lines that I see on my arms and everywhere afterwards.
Oh, you're starting to get a little bit of farmer's tan there?
Oh, yeah. You know, I used to not wear a hat going there and just be like, oh, it's going to be okay with my glasses. No.
Big time. So I'm already having to like carry, if I'm going to a car meet, I got a lotion or like sunscreen up before I get out there. It's going to be an absolute disaster, and I'm going to look like a lobster.
It should be added to the kit. Car meet kit.
Is what it is, man, right? Like,
hey, replacement shirt.
Replacement shirt. That's right. Water,
Water,
replacement shirt, sunscreen, ready to go. So, man, but what's new? Anything fun that you've been doing?
No, not really. We're just working on the same stuff, right? On our events, and then we're also doing quite a bit of just outreach, right? We're out there touching new just areas of the business, right? So,
God, I mean, getting a lot more phone calls. You know, we went and saw, of all things, I never thought somebody would call me on an airport.
That was fun, though.
That was interesting,
That
wasn't
was
it?
fun.
Like, you never know what's going to come up. And that was, that's got some real
We almost got stuck.
Like,
Almost got stuck.
It's just all the ideas churning, but it's really interesting.
What was that, 30 acres?
It was 30 acres. It was a total of 30 acres. Met the gentleman at a race that I was working for SCCA. Yeah. And he was like, "Hey, I got an airport. You might want to come look at." And I'm like, "Oh,
why not?
Sure, why not? That'd be great." You should have seen, and this was an SCCA Nationals that we just worked. There was a lot of cars out there, man, and especially for as hot as it was. Yeah. I was not expecting to see that many folks racing because of the temperature, but holy mackerel, that parking lot was full of trailers.
That was MSR?
That was MSR.
Okay. What was the coolest car? Car out there?
Oh Lord, I really enjoy seeing the formula cars, like the open wheel stuff. Yeah. Because they have I forgot exactly the designations, but they've got a couple different classes, and there's a couple of those that look like Formula 3 cars. Like they're hardcore. They're nice. Yeah. Also saw some just interesting stuff. You know how club racing is. Like people will come out there and they'll run the mystery van from what was the cartoon? I can't remember.
Oh,
the mystery machine. What was it? It was Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo.
They actually had one of those at the Lemons races.
That's
somebody had painted it up like the mystery mobile. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Hey, we should do that.
Oh, I'd love to do that. Yeah. Our first one, first Lemons race we ever ran, it was, and I didn't actually get to drive, unfortunately, but the team that I was helping out, they painted it like the Wayne's World car. That is funny. We actually won. Or they won. They won the race. Guess what the first prize was? It's probably the most inconvenient, I would say, grand prize I've ever heard of, and it was $5,000 in nickels.
Oh.
I am not even kidding you, man. When I say they loaded up the back of that car with just bricks of rolls of nickels, I think the guys ended up having to go to like 10 different banks to cash it in for actual money. Like
that's funny.
That's just mean.
That is funny. I mean, that whole race is mean if you think about it, right?
To give you an example, like one of the penalties that they did, there was a guy that kept bumping the other guy. Yeah. And guy complained about it. And so what they did was they took this really long board and they put sheetrock screws through the board and then strapped it to his radiator. So if he actually went and bumped it, it would puncture the radiator and they'd be out of the race and done. So they were like, "Oh yeah, you want to play?" Those guys don't mess around.
That's some quick thinking too on their end.
I can't remember what the penalty was, but we actually got a penalty.
Oh, really?
And we had to hang, I want to say it was 120 little trees, like the air fresheners, from our roll cage.
Oh.
You could smell us going down the front street. I'm not even kidding. If you sat at that bit box, you could smell
That's
it
funny.
as the car went by.
You're refreshing the whole circuit.
Yeah, it was
over and
that's
over.
what we were doing.
Yeah,
we were a public service.
Yeah, there you
Absolutely.
go.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, that's funny.
But it's man, it's crazy. Like so many people there, and it just kind of highlights that I feel like a lot more people are starting to turn towards them.
Yeah.
They're starting to go, what is this motorsports thing? Like, we all love to go to car shows, and you know, we always look at the racetrack and go, man, I'd like to go out there, but hardly do we ever get that push to go out. But I mean, with everything that's going on in the U.S. and across the world, it seems like, I mean, meteoric rise of motorsports.
It's been huge.
Obviously, started out with Liberty Media,
Yes.
right? Buys F1,
Yeah.
which where the hell did that come from?
No, I don't think anyone expected it, especially with Bernie being just
Being Bernie?
being Bernie. You know, I mean, did not want to sell.
Not
I
ever
think
in my life. I never thought he'd let it go.
No, I mean, he's a control freak. Let's face it, right? He just wanted to control that sport A to Z, every single thing.
Absolutely.
So I feel like he definitely grew the sport. He made it what it was.
He did, and a lot of that, honestly, you know, if you look at Adrian Newey's book,
Yeah.
like he hurt the sport just as much as he
That's
helped
the
it.
thing,
and
yeah.
Especially with the drivers, like the Drivers Association or
Yeah.
whatever, which he tried to abolish. And
Yeah.
he did a lot of kind of dirty
He
stuff.
was not clean. No. And I feel like that was one of those things. I mean, you had one guy leading the world of racing, basically.
Yes.
Right? And he was just doing whatever he thought was right.
Right.
And it wasn't always right. But to him, it was all about control.
Yep.
He felt like he was losing control to the drivers, losing control to the teams, right? And he always tried to grab it back. And I feel like that's why we didn't expect, you know, him to even think about selling. But I guess, you know, he was older and just ready for the sport was ready for someone else to take over.
I honestly, I mean, because I'm glad you said that, because he's had his hands not only in Formula One.
know,
He had it
yeah.
in MotoGP.
Yeah.
He had it in, I think, DTM and some of the, you know, the German series.
Yeah.
I honestly think that he thought that they would fail miserably. Like
Yeah.
and it's almost, I think he's done this before, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly, because he sold the rights. It went way, way down, and then he bought it back for like pennies on the dollar.
Yep.
So he made a huge, huge profit. And now Liberty Media comes in, and now it's blown up.
So that whole thing, though, that whole chapter of racing that we are living right now, at the height that we're living right now, which I don't know if the height has already passed, maybe. I think we kind of dwindled a little bit.
Yeah.
But we're coming back now that it's getting more exciting, right? But it didn't start there. Where did it start for you? What was like your early childhood memory when Ross was like waking up in the morning and thinking, I like motorsports?
Well, I was into trucks for a long time. I mean, growing up in East Texas and Houston, and of course, you know, me being from East Texas, I was into trucks, and I didn't really get into the like road racing until I got into college and I started riding motorcycles.
Yeah.
That's when I really started, because MotoGP was really the first what I would call now real racing that I got into, and you know, it just kind of evolved from there. And then I didn't really get into Formula One much until, I mean, honestly, shortly before this whole thing went crazy. Which, I mean, we're talking 7 years ago now.
7, 8 years ago. Yeah.
So I wouldn't say I'm all that old for road racing.
Interesting.
So I used to watch drag. I mean, I was a big drag racing guy for a while, you know. So you guys don't judge me for that. I mean,
I am.
Don't judge me.
So, I mean, I see, again, you know, not to repeat myself, I grew up in Germany. I was close to the Nürburgring.
For sure. You were steeped in it.
I was right there,
day one.
right? So, when it comes to DTM, you went to the D2 was our cell phone provider for a while.
Yeah.
And they were sponsoring the Mercedes C-Class for DTM at that point. It was a silver car with D2 on it, right? So you go to any cell phone shop with cell phones were like new at that point. The cars were all over the place, right?
Nice.
I'm gonna say his name the right way, Michael Schumacher, right?
Oh, that's the right way.
That's
to
the
say
right way
it.
to say it. I gotta do this now.
Was he the one that went airborne?
No.
Who was that?
That was
wasn't it?
Mark
Silver?
Webber, I think.
Was it Webber?
Webber? Yes. Yeah, I think it was Mark Webber.
Just absolutely, it was such a scary thing to watch.
Well, that was a CLK GTR. That machine was absolutely insane. That car is the most insane car Mercedes has ever built.
Yeah.
Right? And it was that section on the Nürburgring. Oh, no, Hockenheimring, I think.
Hockenheim, I think.
And it just lost everything. I mean, there was no downforce anymore.
Yeah.
And
it was like he all of a sudden crested that hill, and it was the bottom of the car.
Flew.
Right? Literally, just that's what you're staring
And
at.
I feel like if you, and he didn't make a mistake on his own. Like, there was no driver error. There was no vehicle error.
Yeah, it was all
It was
aero.
just really just aero. Yeah.
Right.
And that flip was insane. He survived. He's fine. He's doing great. Right.
Yeah.
But at that moment, it was just like, what is going on?
That's just nutty.
He just flew. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was Schumacher going against, who was it? Coulthard, Häkkinen. At that point, that infamous pass where Schumacher and Häkkinen just go on. I mean,
just split.
just split right there. All these moments just kind of branded themselves, right?
Oh, yeah.
So growing up with that is just like an insane feel every time. Going to the Nürburgring, getting all of that, and living it. Now, mind you, I was very much centered on F1. DTM was just starting off.
Right.
There was some rallies. I used to love rally. I mean, Colin McRae and all of these people.
Oh,
I used to watch that and
for sure.
video games, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the basis for a lot of people's passion is video games.
Video games, I had the rally games.
Still to this day.
We still
I wouldn't call the sim rig a video. Most people would. But
it is, right?
It really is.
But, Gran Turismo. I mean, Gran Turismo 2 or 3 had just come out, and that was religiously played it, right? Yep. I mean, I don't know if you remember, there was like these races where you had to race for like 2 hours.
Oh, yeah. There were like for real endurance races.
And I was like, you get tired, but you got to do this, right? So that kind of all just accumulated. Yeah. And then I stopped watching F1, stopped watching all of the, or pretty much all sports, right? Until I think it was 2021. Something happened in my life. I had a little bit more time.
Sure.
And able to do more of what I like.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine invited me to go watch F1 at COTA.
Nice.
2021.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, let's do this. I missed pretty much all of the Red Bull pre-Verstappen rise.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Gotcha.
I missed pretty much all
So you
of
missed the Sebastian Vettel days and
Vettel days, the early Hamilton, Vettel days,
early
all
Daniel
that.
Ricciardo and all that good stuff. Yeah.
That was all just, I missed that.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be part of our show today. Drive to Survive kind of pulled me right back in.
It is.
Right?
It is 100%. I can't tell you how many friends that I have, and actually we have some of our friends that actually it's two friends of mine in Austin. This gives you an idea of like the scope of how crazy this has gotten. Is that I've got two friends of mine in Austin that they are professional dancers, like ballet dancers.
Interesting.
Okay, and phenomenal at what they do. Some of the just sweetest ladies you'll ever meet. They are diehard F1 fans, and they have their own podcast.
Oh, that's
now,
funny.
Doing F1, and hey, beginners, if you ever want to check it out, they call it Legs Out and Away We Go.
Okay.
And
okay. Hey, that works.
And but that just shows you like it is reaching such a broad market now.
You know, it's funny that you say that, because I feel like you mentioned Liberty already. I feel like after that, they started relying a lot on influencers as well. And if you look at that influencer field, it's young, like, you know,
big time,
very young. I'm gonna call them kids, but they're not kids, but they're young. It's a young generation that's really reporting live. They're taking them to the events. You know, Aston Martin is one of those teams that's always bringing in, you know, young influencers in the motorsport world, and they are bringing that to the younger generation again, right? So, you know, for us, Drive to Survive was huge, but I feel like that, in combination with all of these influencers that are younger and more active and kind of playful with the sport, that's all creating a whole new set of viewers that's coming in.
When I'm in the garages at events, there have been multiple times where I see somebody come through with media credentials, right? And I'm like, who is that? Oh, they're a YouTuber, or they're an Instagram influencer, or there's so many of those that are on grid now. Like when we first start, or in the paddock and all that stuff, it's wild. So I mean, again,
it's a bigger reach too, because if you look at it, F1 in general, for instance, it's really hard to get news about it unless you know what to look. Right.
It's not exactly mainstream. They're not talking about it on Channel 39 or CBS.
Right.
Or
even ESPN is like, it's not just like all the other sports where they have a specific show just recapping everything. Right. It's really race weekend. You get a little bit before, a little bit after.
Right. You're not turning on the news and they're going, hey, the Buffalo Bills did this. Oh yeah, and by the way, F1. That's just it's not that.
And going back to growing up in Germany, it was on the news.
See that, man.
It was, right? And that's why you need a US based team. You need a US based driver. You do get the NASCAR news, right? Yes, and
but only if they got in a fight or there was a big crash. That's the only way that it made it on the news. If there was a fight or big crash, that's it. So with Drive to Survive, it's been pretty nuts. I mean, it's expanded the viewership. I mean, I want to say if I get the numbers correct, is they had maybe 100,000 people on the race in Coda when it first came to the U.S. 150,000, something like that. The last one after Drive to Survive, they sell out every single time. It's like 230 or 300.
It's hitting 400,000. It's hitting 400. Coda is hitting
really?
400 now.
Good gravy. No wonder the traffic's so bad.
Yeah. I mean, try to get out of Coda. It takes you 2 hours.
Oh, good God. I don't even know. That's one of the reasons I don't leave the track until late at night.
I had that conversation actually a few days ago where I said, you know, the Coda weekend, race weekend in general, it's exciting. The Friday is exciting. The Saturday is exciting. The Sunday is not. Because you know it's over, first of all.
It's over,
Right? Over the last 4 years, you're like, oh, great, Verstappen won again. You know? Sorry.
Hey, at least that's not this season.
It's not this season, hopefully.
This season's actually been pretty awesome.
But that's where, and then you're like, let me beat the traffic.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've done this, or I've done this when I was there. I left a few laps early, you know, because I'm like, hey, it's
pull the F1 app and watch the rest of it.
Yeah, you know, before you hit traffic, and then you're stuck in there for hours afterwards, you know, which I hope they work on this, because it's not going to get less. You know, and they
actually have made a whole bunch of changes. Their bus routes are way better. They've opened up new parking lots. Like, they've really done a lot of work with the logistics here in the last 2 years that I hear. Yeah, I'm not stuck in it, but I hear that it's gotten a lot better. So that's positive. But the Drive to Survive, they actually did a MotoGP.
I did not know. You just mentioned that before the show. Yeah,
there is actually a show on about MotoGP. And this tells you how popular it is, because I can't remember the name. But it didn't take off nearly.
Right to Survive.
I don't know what it's something. But it didn't take off nearly as well as the Drive to Survive.
Yeah.
But it's not just those two either. So we have a Formula One movie coming up.
There
F1
is.
with Brad Pitt, who by the way, I got to meet in Las Vegas. Yeah. Oh, I didn't tell you this story.
Lucky guy.
Oh man. Okay.
Brad Pitt, that is.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, to meet me. I mean, yeah. Actually, I'm glad. It's funny that you say that because I was talking to one of the guys there, and he's like their liaison.
Yeah.
Like he's a Formula One bigwig.
Yeah.
And I was like, so how is dealing with these guys? Like, what's going on? Is it okay? He's like, man, they are super respectful. The camera crew has been awesome. They do exactly what I tell them. They realize how dangerous it actually is out here, so they respect it a lot, and they respect our rules. So that was good to hear. But as we're sitting there chatting, Brad Pitt walks up out of the garage, and he needs to ask him a question about crossing track.
Yeah.
Because they were doing one of the crash scenes that night after the race and all that good stuff. And so he turns to me and he goes, "Hey, what do you do?" And I was like, "Well," and I told him about the scrutineering and being in tech and all that stuff. And he's like, "That sounds like a cool job." And I'm like, Brad Pitt just told me I had a cool job.
Hey, that I would have just left at that point.
That's pretty.
You made it.
I was like, shook my hand. I was like, "Hey, great to meet you," and pretty cool.
And I feel like the whole camera situation, the crews on the track, and all of that. I think Drive to Survive or Netflix in general kind of put the way forward for this, right?
I agree. Yeah.
They kind of put together the right setup over the past years to be able to recreate this in a right, so now when they come and do the F1 movie, they can utilize the knowledge that they have without interfering with the race.
Right.
Because they were on track with the other cars.
Oh, yeah,
right?
they were on
Not
track.
in the races, but they were on track in certain scenes.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Which it's funny because, again, Drive to Survive, F1 movie, there has been some great movies that came out about the racing heritage.
There's been some good ones and there's been some not
There's some terrible ones. What was that? Sylvester Stallone, Driven.
With the quarter
With
thing.
the quarter.
And oh my
That was garbage.
gosh, people.
That was garbage.
You talk about Hollywood. And we wonder why people were so worried about us making an F1 movie. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, God, are you going to...
Yeah, right. That was such a terrible movie. But no, I mean, one of my favorites is going to be Ford versus Ferrari.
Oh my gosh, I still watch that. There's certain things that when they're on, I just watch them no matter what.
Yeah. And I mean, the casting, the portrayal, everything, perfect, superb.
Yeah.
The Ferrari movie, right? What was that called? Enzo?
Yep.
I think it was called. That was a great movie
That was
as well.
enlightening.
Yes.
It really was. Like that was. There was a lot of interesting things in there that I didn't know.
It made me sad, that scene with the crash in the village. And I went back and I Googled it, and I was watching it like 1 a.m. That broke my heart, although it happened like
a true story.
70 years ago.
Yeah, and it killed like 15 people, including some kids.
Watch that movie if you guys. But yeah,
and I didn't see it coming either. That was one of those things, like in the movie.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, okay, his tire's gonna, but then they started switching scenes back and forth from the kids to the tire to the car, and I'm like, oh no. It's kind of like that foreshadowing.
Yeah.
It got me.
But I mean, you've got Ford versus Ferrari, which also has a scene where you're like breaks your heart, right?
Oh God, with Ken Miles,
Yeah. Which I mean, again, that is.
They did so good with that character development between Carroll Shelby and Ken Miles. Oh man,
and
so good.
Remember, it is a true story. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Ferrari was almost owned by Ford.
Yep.
I mean, that almost happened, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But it also gave us a GT40. So
it did.
Thank you.
It did.
Thank you, Enzo, for being stubborn. You've that, you've got what else? You've got Ford versus Ferrari. Oh, what was the one called for Niki Lauda?
Oh, that's right, about him joining Ferrari and all. It was with James Hunt.
Yeah.
And Niki Lauda.
I don't remember the name of the movie.
I can't remember the name of the movie, but that one was phenomenal. That was a really good.
I think this is a good time to take a break.
Yep.
And then when we come back, I think we should drop the name of the movie.
We got to figure out the name of that movie.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to be right back.
A few moments later.
And we're back. And the answer to our question is...
Rush. The movie is Rush.
That completely eluded me.
I had no idea.
Just lost it.
It should have been called Nikki.
Completely lost it. That should have, honestly.
I mean...
Nikki and James.
Hey, there's some... there's some scenes in there, though, that shows you the genius of Niki Lauda.
Oh, big time.
Right?
Absolutely.
When he's sitting in that car and he's driving his then, the girl that he just met, right? That becomes his wife, right?
Yeah.
Afterwards. And he's like, I can feel it. And she says, how do you feel it? And he says, I can feel it in my ass.
Right.
He can feel everything.
Yeah, he turns off the radio.
Yeah.
And he's like, your front left tire is going down.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I forgot exactly what it was. But.
And I mean, it's just a genius.
Yeah.
Right. And it just shows you that, a lot of people can drive a car fast around a corner, but reading a car.
The feel.
Yes.
The feel of the car and what it's doing, what it's telling you, and what it's not telling you.
And making it better.
Yeah.
Right? To me, that scene is like...
That's a talent.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
That's huge talent. So, yeah, we talked about the Drive to Survive. We talked about MotoGP, the Formula One movie.
Yeah.
Now we find out that now Brad Pitt hasn't had enough of motorsports, apparently, because now he's doing a movie and docuseries on the Isle of Man time trial, TT, which those guys, we talked about this before, absolute nuts.
It's insane.
Absolute nuts. Like, I mean, 200 miles per hour down city streets, like inches from the wall.
Yeah.
Like, there's been more deaths in that race, I think, than anything else combined.
If I'm not mistaken, Isle of Man there's no speed limits.
There is no speed limits.
There is, like, in regular traffic, there's no speed limits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's...
they don't believe in speed limits, which is why I want to move.
Hey. I know all the
places. Can we arrange that? Can we get on that? It's a little bit of a ways away.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, now F1 races, like in America, are not only very much watched, but there's huge record attendance. Miami has become just like this social thing. Like it's become its own organic, kind of like it's like a little Monaco.
Yes,
almost.
It kind of looks like it.
Yeah.
There's a fun fact about Miami because Miami is in collaboration with the Dolphins, right?
Correct.
With the owners of the Dolphins and all of that.
That is one of my favorite races because we get put up in a suite in the Miami Dolphins Stadium, and it is just cool.
So fun fact, that weekend, that F1 race weekend, makes the owners of the Miami Dolphins more money than the whole NFL season.
I did not know that.
Yes.
No joke.
That one weekend, that one F1 race weekend.
And how many folks do you know that were like, oh my God, why did you take a perfectly good football stadium and build a track around it?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
There you go. It makes them more money than a whole NFL season.
That's insane.
By far.
That is insane.
So they were like, yeah, we'll extend the contract.
And it's not even the most expensive race to go to. I think Vegas is.
Yeah.
So
and capacity-wise, I haven't really looked at the capacity because I know like Austin will hit 400,000. Right on the race weekend. I haven't looked at Vegas and Miami.
Yeah, I know. I think Miami was almost sold out except for standing room only stuff this last time. Vegas after that first year has struggled just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because of reasons, right?
Yeah.
Like that first one was an absolute fiasco.
It's a disaster.
Like, I was on track till 5 a.m. It was ridiculous. It was so bad. But all three of those races are becoming must go to for a lot of folks. Even celebrities all over the grid.
True.
All kinds of people. I mean, the entire cast of Fast and Furious pretty much was out there. Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, Ludacris. All those guys were out there talking to the guys and having a good time.
Which is huge too, because I feel like the F1 scene has become, a kind of like a scene for these famous people to be seen at as well. Right. It shows that they're cultured in sports. Right. But you also have like Austin this year. I think Kygo is performing for it.
Who?
Okay. We need to educate him on our EDM side.
East Texas.
East Texas. Kygo is huge.
Okay.
EDM, huge star, right? But he's going to be performing one of the nights here in Austin.
For this next race?
For this next race.
Awesome.
Right?
Very cool.
So that's all growing. You see these big names performing on every day of the race weekend, right? We got.
I mean, it was Eminem one year.
Yeah, it was
out
Eminem,
there.
and then I mean, Shaq is always closing. DJ Diesel. That's what he goes by,
Yeah.
right? And he's always closing. He's always closing Sundays at the racetrack.
Nice.
He's the closer, right? But it's involving a lot of stars. You know, you've got the stars that are waving the finished flag and all of that. So it's creating this lifestyle of its own as well, where now you're seeing these people, and it can be the race in, you know, Bahrain, and they're all there.
But it's fun because, I mean, I can't even remember what the lady's name was, but one of the cast of Saturday Night Live was there in the Alpine box one day, and they let her actually get in the car.
That's
and
funny.
Sit, and I'm jealous. I'm like, oh my god! And they let her son get in there.
Yeah.
And she was so ecstatic when they got out. Like she grabbed my arm and she was like, "Thank you guys so much." Like I had.
Yeah, right. Ross is like, "Yeah, Brad Pitt."
Yeah. We're glad to have you. You know? So,
there was a I think it was Alpine too, because I mean Alpine has that ownership now. Ryan Reynolds owns
Ryan
a
Reynolds.
piece, and all
there's
these
like
people.
a conglomerate of like actors and some other people that have come in and bought some of that. So the Alpine,
small portion, right? And you had the tennis star Sabalenka, the female tennis star, and she was in part of their videos. She was doing like a TikTok trend, but with the F1 team.
Yeah.
And it's really funny to see those worlds kind of merge together.
Oh, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes was in McLaren at Miami. Super nice guy. He was funny to watch because all the teams do these like calisthenics, right? They do this really cool game that I find fascinating is where they get two of them right here and they have like this small little cone and they all have their mics on, right?
Okay.
So the team person, the fitness dude, will call out in their ears and they have to go head, shoulder, knees, or grab the cone, and whoever grabs the cone first,
interesting,
right, wins, I guess. And he went in there with them.
Oh, that's
and
funny.
Did it, and he was just watching them like a hawk in their whole routine. Which, don't get me wrong, it's pretty fascinating.
Yeah,
but I thought that was kind of cool.
It's pretty cool.
But
yeah.
Anyway, so the races are getting huge. I mean, one of the things that we see, you talk about a huge stretch across the pond, is the fact that NASCAR.
Yeah.
Got involved in Le Mans with the Garage 56 project. Like I was like,
that was so cool.
This is amazing, especially with a Camaro. Like
I mean, you could see it though. It's like this massive car on track.
It was comical. It was pure cinema to see that giant NASCAR next to these hypercars.
Yeah,
little bitty.
And they're loud. The hypercars are loud, but they're they have a different sound to them. Yeah. And then you have this growling beast.
It looked the part. It sounded the part. It was just intimidating.
Yeah.
Even some of the drivers were like, my God.
Yeah.
I saw that thing coming in my rear view. I was like, yeah, that's cool.
That is funny.
But for them to get involved in Le Mans was awesome. Apparently a bunch of NASCAR teams got all pissed off.
Oh, yeah.
That they called that more testing. Like,
oh, that's not more testing.
Come on, man. No. We're talking about circle track and road course. Now, they do run some road courses in NASCAR.
Yeah, but it's not
anywhere like that car. That car was purposely built.
And see, that's very interesting, too, because you see those worlds merging a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You had Will Buxton leave
yeah.
F1, right?
Oh, yeah. Who saw that coming? Like, he's one of their golden boys.
Yeah.
I mean, he's written multiple books about F1, and for him to go to Indy.
I mean, what is Drive to Survive without Will? You know?
I have to agree with you.
Who's going to make the nonsense, very good sounding nonsense, meaningful, but also not so meaningful comments? You know?
I liked that he was one of the only people that would go, he will grow off script.
Yeah, he will.
Right? He will definitely go off script and tell you what he thinks a lot of times.
But then you have the if you don't finish first, you finish second.
Yeah.
Or last. Or
last,
whatever he used to say.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, really?
Yeah.
We know that.
First, you're last, It's almost a...
Love you, Will.
Right? Thanks.
Not that you're
Hey,
going to watch this.
Will, thanks for pulling me out from in front of the. I remember I told you the
saved your
story.
life.
Will Buxton. I owe my left ankle to Will Buxton because I was not paying attention the way I should, and I was watching a pit stop for the team that I was at, and I wasn't thinking about the car that was coming in. And Will Buxton grabs me by the shirt and pulls me over.
Crazy.
As I think it was the Sauber team car comes flying, inches from my shoe. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And that was the next race. I pulled him aside. I was like, I don't know if you know this, but I'm walking because you got me out. You got it, man. It's a dangerous place, man.
It is.
People wonder why we wear helmets on, and fire suits and stuff a lot of times on. Well, you're gonna find out at WEC. But on grid, because it's a very, very dangerous place. And during the training that they go through, they show you all these like videos of people having accidents on pit lane, and it wakes you up quite a bit. So anyway, yeah. So I owe Will Buxton my left ankle. So
Yep. You should get that tattooed.
probably have his name.
Yeah.
Right down there. Yeah. But I mean, again, NASCAR with record attendance everywhere they go. Every single one of these races that we go to. So much talking more about the ladies that I talked about in Austin.
Yeah.
There's a lot of women that are getting into motorsports, or I feel like there's a resurgence of they're like, it's not that they didn't like it in the first place.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ladies that are into motorsports and think it's cool and are in there, but it's almost like would you really go into ballet or anything like that, even if you were into it? Because no, you're a dude, and there's like a social stigma kind of to it.
Social stigma,
and I feel like a lot of that's been broken down.
Yeah.
And there's more ladies in it, which I absolutely love.
Oh, yeah.
There's some freaking great drivers out there that have gotten into the series now.
I feel like the Wolf family, Toto and Susie.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, they're huge. They are contributing
She's
so much to it.
running that show,
she's
man.
running that.
And she's doing a lot of good stuff for F1 Academy.
I mean, that's really meaningful because she's helping create that field.
Yep.
And there's a lot of female drivers. There's actually, I don't know if you remember this. I think her name is Sophia Flörsch.
Oh, yeah.
Remember her accident in Macau?
I do.
That was insane.
That was insane.
The fact that she survived this and is still racing.
And she's still out there.
And she's still out there.
And she didn't let it scare her off.
But that accident, when I watched it the first time, I rewatched it a few times because it's like so much happening in like 5-10 seconds.
Yep.
And you're like, how did you get out of this?
That's another show we didn't mention is the Gran Turismo movie.
Oh, yes.
Forgot to mention that one.
Such a good movie.
And that actual wreck happened.
Yes.
And that is a very true story that surrounds that. Like, it almost sounds made up.
Yeah, it's like a Gran
got
Turismo movie. But
watching the video from that wreck and that car actually bouncing into the crowd. Oh, my God.
It's similar accident to the Mark Webber.
Yes.
Very similar. Very similar.
Yep, the car just took off.
Yeah.
Nothing he could have done.
No.
But that, of course, tell him that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got. I think that was Suzuka. It was a Jap.
I think it was
Suzuka. Yeah. But that's it's actually a great movie too.
It is
because you've got.
Well done. And I was worried about that one.
I was too.
I was like, okay,
What
are we doing here?
It sounds very cheesy.
Well, the whole sim racing going into real racing.
Yeah.
But it's funny, though. It just illustrates exactly what that movie's about, was when they tried to do it. And they're like, come on, man. You're not going to stick somebody that's playing a video game in a real race car and have any kind of success. But
I think you just brought us to that subject, though.
That's right. Yeah,
right?
About eSports.
Yeah.
And eSports is huge.
Yeah.
The amount of money. Yeah. Like prize money now in esports is
insane. And the teams are there, right? Yep. I mean, the big teams, Williams has an esport team, Ferrari has an esport. They all are participating.
And honestly, I feel like that legitimizes it a lot. The fact that they're not just talking about it, but they're actually training some of their drivers.
Yes.
Starting an eSim. I think, aren't they bringing somebody
Okay, so I feel like they have...
that's bringing somebody from the esports world into...
Yeah, I feel like they have done testing with like people that have never raced.
And he did well.
And he did well.
Yeah.
You've got Verstappen himself. I mean,
well, he's
he almost missed. He didn't almost miss the race, but I mean, he stayed up all night the day before the race.
But there's an argument for if he hadn't have stayed up sim racing the night before, would he have done better in the race? Because he was still logged on at like midnight.
He was,
that night.
yes.
And
I think he got in trouble for that.
Right.
Right.
They get his hand slapped.
He likes different racing. I mean, what does he call himself? Franz Hermann.
How do you say it?
Franz Hermann.
Oh man, I can't do that. I'm not even gonna.
And then he's just driving this 296 GTB around the track.
Just shows up.
Just Nürburgring.
Like nobody's gonna recognize him.
Yeah, it's like let me put this fake name on me.
First of all, the Verstappen Racing is on the side of the car. Right? Like that wasn't a clue at all, and not going to draw a crowd.
At all. Especially like you look at the name, and these people are not going to research, and you find nothing about the driver.
Right.
You know who's behind the wheel.
We got hardcore people that know like when these people were born.
Yeah.
When they got into
and
racing.
he's running close to like track record at that point in that car.
Really close.
Right. So they knew who he was, but sim racing in general though it's growing. Right.
Yep.
I mean, we have a sim over here.
Yep.
And one of our neighbors right here has a sim that's 20 times the price of ours.
God.
Right?
Ours is a toy compared
Yeah.
to that thing. I mean, I want to say just in the screens alone are $20,000.
That's insane.
Like because they're the big ARC Samsung like massive. Oh my gosh! But that thing's in a case of its own because I can't really give a whole lot of information about this garage owner because I want to keep his info private. But he owns a very, very, very high-end car from one of these manufacturers to the point where the people that built it came out and tuned his simulator to mimic the race car that he owns that's sitting in his garage. Like, that's the definition of next level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
a car that you cannot even drive. And
level.
I got really mad over the weekend because I went with some Porsche people. And we ended up at a Porsche dealership. And they had a car there.
Okay.
And it was a GT3R Wrench Sport. Carbon fiber.
The one that's in Porsche Central, right?
It was by the podium. What is that?
Yeah, it's by the that's Porsche Central.
And
that one was over at Rafa Racing.
Oh, was
I got some photos of that car.
So then when I talked to the guy and he was like, "Yeah, this car has never had gas in it." Mm-hmm. And he said they cannot start it unless it's on a racetrack. Yep. But the guy doesn't even plan on driving.
No, it's just something he wanted.
I was mad.
It was one of those like exclusive like
I think 60 some made.
I'm gonna buy it because I can.
Yeah.
And he may see it as an investment, and it probably will be.
But I think these cars need the race heritage too.
I agree. You know me. I'm one of those like.
It needs miles.
Don't tie a thoroughbred to a post.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if it's meant to run, go run it.
And that's completely off topic right now. But
yeah, that's completely off topic.
When you look at these cars at some of the shows that are trucked in, never driven, it breaks your heart. Because I know why it's not being driven, but at the same time, it's hurting that car.
Yeah. And to bring that kind of full circle, there are lots of folks that are going the sim route and having that set up so they can practice and not put a bunch of wear and tear on their race cars or on their street cars. So they're practicing in the sim before they even take it to the track. Yeah. And I think that's smart. And I know just from being on that, as much as I have been, it's made me a better driver, and that's the whole point.
Ultimately, though, and it's my opinion, and it's yours probably too. Yeah. We just all need a Miata.
Miata is the answer to everything, right?
And a racetrack. A Miata and a racetrack.
If you want to go fast, either go do karting or get a Miata and figure it out. One of the two.
I like that.
Those are your options. But, the sim racing has become huge. I mean, hell, there's whole sim lounges now.
They're opening up.
Just on sim racing.
Yeah, and you're seeing that more and more. Speaking of the podium, that's a Porsche-themed coffee shop, basically. Yep. I've seen one in the LA area being posted a lot about. Mm-hmm. There's that restaurant in Ohio or something.
Well, F1 has their own Simcade or whatever. I think that's what they call it. Which I'm really curious about that because they're popping up in what I feel like are kind of odd cities.
Yeah, where did they put the one in the U.S.?
Well, I inquired about the franchise, right, to see if it was a franchise model, and I got nothing back. Yeah. So who knows where that's going to go? But
I'll try it.
Anyway, so between eSports, the sim racing, all that stuff, the movies, all of this stuff. But I feel like this is the one thing I really wanted to talk about with all of this is that the rising waters raise all ships, right? Yeah. Now there's renewed interest in rally. Yes. There's renewed interest in MotoGP. Yes. There's renewed interest in drifting, for God's sakes, which that's already very, very, very popular. But as far as like a professional sport is concerned, it's just bringing the whole motorsports community up, and I'm here for it, man. I love it. I love to see the whole thing going on.
Speaking about drifting, there was a show on Netflix. Shows that I don't remember the names, but it was a drifting show. It was a drifting competition. Yeah, and that was really cool.
I'll have to go look for that one.
Yeah, we'll have to look at that, but it was really fun to watch.
Yeah,
and
because having both of us having rear-wheel drive cars, it's not like we're new to doing a little bit of it. Maybe not when we're supposed to. But it's fun to kick that rear end out,
especially when those tires are getting a little less thread on them.
Yeah. When you just want to put the last nail in the coffin for your rear tires, that is the time to do it, man.
Kick the back a little out, but no. On your subject though, right now we are seeing, Cadillac entering the market, and I feel like we're gonna have a whole episode on that. Cadillac and Haas,
for it.
Audi, and all of the obviously Haas is not a manufacturer of vehicles, right?
Right.
But we're seeing all these brands now capitalizing on it, which Ferrari has made a ton of money selling their cars using it. I mean, McLaren has.
The Tifosi are a cult.
Right? And you want a Ferrari, you want to be a Ferrari fan, regardless of who's driving, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, now they have Lewis Hamilton, so they got the Mercedes guys too. But, these companies have sold so many cars using that.
Right.
And you see Aston Martin with their specialty cars that they're coming out.
They're capitalizing a lot on the Valkyrie, Valhalla. What that car is.
And at our shows, the British Racing Green or Aston Martin Green Vantage that shows up with F1.
Oh my Lord, that car! Ooh, I'm gonna need a minute.
Insane. Awesome. But I feel like that's worth an episode just by itself.
It is, because you got Audi that's hopping in.
Yeah.
Obviously Porsche has started to talk about rumors about hopping in there. We got Cadillac coming in as an action engine manufacturer, which is huge. But at the end of the day, if Audi and Porsche are both in there, they're going to end up being a works team.
Yeah, they have
and having their own drivetrain. They have to.
Right? I mean, ultimately, they're the same company, so it's kind of weird. I don't feel like we need another Red Bull and V car.
No, we don't. That is a source. That's one thing I will be kind of vocal on is I don't believe that you should be able to have multiple teams.
No.
Especially when it's so hard for Cadillac to get in and get into the grid, period.
Yeah.
Which you really want to grow the series.
Yeah.
You want more manufacturers involved. This is a global sport, for God's sake.
I'm okay with the teams being connected. Like, I feel like Mercedes and Williams are quite interconnected, right? There's a lot going on, right?
So. Yeah.
Which I'm okay with.
Right.
Right? Because they're not competing on the same level. They're not helping each other during the races.
Right, Haas is using Ferrari running gear, right?
Right, and they're sharing members and drivers and all of that. But when it comes to Red Bull and V-Carb, for instance,
it's too close.
The V-Carb is not going to block a Verstappen that's about to pass.
Nope.
I mean...
Oh, can you imagine the shit show?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Heads will roll.
Wow.
Right after. So not a big fan of that.
Yeah, so lots of manufacturers coming in. That's awesome. That almost guarantees the growth of the sport.
Yeah.
Alone, because that's going to bring more enthusiasts in. Yeah. More people that are brand loyal. Can't wait to see Cadillac come in, especially being a works team. Like I said, I may have some inside info on that one because I've got my buddy from Alpine went over there. So we'll have to see about that.
Well, let's end on a fun fact. So,
fun fact.
Red Bull and Toro Rosso, right? And you know that. Who scored the first points in F1? Or who won the first race, actually?
Who won the first race?
Between the two.
Between the two?
Like, the first race won by a Red Bull team.
Yeah, it was Toro Rosso.
It was Toro Rosso.
Yeah. It sure was.
That's a lot of times people don't get that. It was a minority.
Well, they're trying to keep
a
that
minority.
low key.
Yeah.
They were trying to keep that low key. Don't worry about that.
And they look the same at that point. It's just the wing said something different.
Don't confuse our feelings with facts. Stop that. What are you thinking?
Well, this was fun.
Anyway, it was fun. Man, just, again, so excited to see motorsports just exploding everywhere. And I'm in it. I'm here for it. And I want to see more of it.
Absolutely.
So... Well, cool. Well, thank you guys for listening to us. And hey, if you have a rebuttal, or if you have something that you want to say, or you want to add something to add to the show, find us on Facebook and Instagram. Yeah. And we'll see you on the next one.
And if you do it really well, we'll add a chair here.
Yeah,
we'll take it on.
We'll definitely do that. Got some cool. We're gonna have some guests coming up, so stay tuned. Okay.